Welcome back to the Friday Night Sports Show, and we're looking at all things KNT Netball with Sally Bywater now. And Sally, it was another big weekend in the association. I'm sure it was keeping you nice and busy. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's great to be back, and another riveting week in netball, which was fantastic to see.
Certainly was. Only 3 weeks to go in the season now, and after the round 13 results, the finals picture is becoming a little bit clearer, but it was another great weekend. 3 of the 4 games decided by double digits, and we're really getting to a point now you genuinely don't know who's going to win each game, which can't quite be said for a lot of country leagues in netball, football, all sorts of sports. So it's good to see a lot of close, unpredictable games here, and we'll start off having a look at the game that happened on Friday night. And I don't think anyone really saw this coming. Keith, who was sitting on top, got the win over Bordertown, who were sitting on the bottom, but it was only by 2 goals, 39-37, and it was a Keith home game.
Yeah, and I think that just sums up our season. That is top versus bottom with only 2 goals in it. But, yeah, another good win here by Keith. And there was a good crowd there Friday night, which was great to see for a competitive match. So, yeah, Bordertown really came out of the blocks firing. They were 4 goals up at quarter time, so they really wanted to get this win. But then Keith, regrouped and got the 6 goal up in the second quarter. So they were 2 up at half time, had another good quarter in the third to be up by 6 at 3-quarter time. But Bordertown finishing strong to win the last quarter by 4. But, yeah, probably another couple of minutes they might have got them. But, yeah, losing by 2, but a fantastic spectacle in top versus bottom.
Yeah, it looked like a sensational game, especially on the Friday night. And yeah, we all tipped the Keith win, but we probably tipped it by a little bit more than that. So a great effort by Bordertown, and they've had a lot of honourable losses this year. Certainly a better side than the 1-11 record suggests, and you only need to look at their percentage, just shy of 80 on the percentage, which goes to show that they are in a lot of these games. And we'll look to our Saturday games now, and another really close one, only 6 goals in it. Lucindale got the win over Naracoorte 50-44, and that probably, not definitely, but probably means Lucindale are going to get that last spot in finals ahead of Naracoorte.
Yeah, it is starts talking mathematically now, those chances that these bottom 4 teams have to make that 5, and Naracoorte really probably needed this win. So now they're 2 games behind Lucindale. So a great win here by Lucindale. It was an evenly contested first quarter, which was great to see between these 2 sides. It was only Lucindale up by 1 at quarter time, but they really powered ahead in the second quarter, being up by 7 at half time, which really was that basic lead. So a pretty even last quarter with Naracoorte winning it by 1 in the last half. So a great game here between 2 sides that were really going towards their finals chances, but probably Lucindale probably cementing that little spot, but still mathematically Naracoorte can make it, and they'll just have to win the rest of their games for the season.
And our next game was Penola getting the win over Border Districts 50-42 at Penola. So Penola jumping back into second on the table, and they've got 1 extra game in hand over Border Districts, so they will probably hold on to second spot on the table from here. Nothing's set in stone, but a very important win for Penola.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it can happen, but Penola really playing well in this game last week and probably cementing their second spot here against Border Districts, who were really close with them for the majority of the game. So it was 4 goals in it at half time, and it just went to 8 in the last half. So a great game here between 2 top sides, but Penola had a really good win here for themselves.
And our last game of the round, the highest scoring game of the round, it was Mundalla over Kingston 67-49. And Mundalla still with a very, very minor chance of playing finals, but we're probably ruling them out, but you never know.
You never can say never, but you're probably right there. They will have to win all their games, and Lucindale, Naracoorte would have to lose all their games. So when it comes to mathematical chances, it's probably not really on your side, but a great high-scoring game here between these 2 sides. Like, they might be sitting 7th and 8th, but a great effort by them. And Mundalla, we've spoken about that, weren't getting goals on the board much this season, but 67 goals is fantastic to see. And their first half, they had 36 goals, so that was a great effort by them, because that's normally sometimes the end score for them. So a great game here between these 2 sides, which is fantastic to see.
So let's look ahead to round 14. Kybe Bolite had the bye in round 13, so they're back in action. We'll start off with their game, and it's a very important game. Kybe are sitting in 4th place, just barely holding on to 4th place. And they're playing Penola, so they've got their work cut out for them, but it is a home game. How do you see this one shaping up?
Oh, this will be a fantastic game. Almost matched it around for me in this one because last time they played in round 5 it was a draw at 66 all. So wouldn't it be fantastic to see that again? But I think Penola will have the edge in this game. They've been playing some really great netball. In round 5 they were missing Jordan Adams, which was a big hole for them. So it'll be a shootout between the goalies for April Possingham for Penola and Chelsea Bull for Kaiby, which will be great to see. So I think another high scoring match here, but Penola just for me.
All right, and to our next game, we've got Naracoorte hosting Keith. And for Naracoorte, they absolutely have to win this one if they are going to stay in the finals equation.
Absolutely. It is a much-needed win for them. I'm not sure if they'll get it. Keith are playing some good netball. They're obviously on top of the ladder with 9-2 for a reason. So when they played earlier in the season, it was 4 goals Keith's way. I think anything can happen. I think because Naracoorte know what's on the line and for their season, I think they'll have a win here in a close game.
We've got Bordertown hosting Kingston, so the two bottom teams facing off. And like I said, for the two bottom teams, these two have been really competitive, and we've seen, just from looking at the results and the scorelines, they've both improved a lot as the season's gone on. So who do you think will win this one?
Oh, anything can happen this one as well. It's going to be fantastic. And obviously only 3 wins between them, but as you've said, they've been very competitive all year. Kingston had a really good win at Kingston in round 5. They won by 17 goals. Bordertown, really got sluggish in their second half. They're very good from then. I think they'll get the win at home this week in their last home game for the season. But a fantastic game here between these two sides, and Bordertown just to get their second win for the season.
So pretty much playing off to avoid finishing bottom there. Bordertown do have a better percentage than Kingston, so a win will jump them into 8th spot on the ladder. But that's going to be a great game between two teams who have improved as the season's gone on. And border districts are on the bye, which means our last game of the round is Lucindale and Mundalla. And Mundalla, that mathematical chance for finals, definitely need to win this one. And it's handy. They're playing the team in 5th. So if they're going to bump Lucindale out, it works well in their favour that they get to play them and potentially knock them off. But how do you see this one going?
Absolutely. Whether they start their little finals campaign this week, who knows? But I do think Lucindale will have the win in this game. They've been playing really well the last few weeks and getting some really good wins on the board. When they met in round 5, it was very low scoring out at Mundalla, 29-25, with Mundalla getting the win. So I think Lucindale will turn the tables this time round, and because they really want to cement that 5th spot. So they get this win, they probably will do that.
All right, very exciting things happening in round 14 in the KNT Netball Association. Very much looking forward to this weekend's games. Like we said, it's a very unpredictable comp. All the teams are playing at a really good standard as we move closer to finals, and we'll just have to wait and see who our winners are this weekend. Thanks for joining us again, Sally. Looking forward to catching up again next week. Enjoy the netball this weekend.
Thank you very much. Sounds great.